everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. I'm super pumped to sit down with Pivot and Pilot, aka founders Rebecca Rochon and Alejandro Quinteros, and we have a special guest today as well. We're digging into their stories of resilience to hopefully give you some actionable takeaways or some ideas to help you not only survive but thrive through this super challenging time. Alejandro and Rebecca, welcome.
Thank you so much for having us. We're excited to dig in.
Who's our special guest?
Bernie, this is our director of HR.
Yeah.
Right.
I love it. So before we jump in, can you tell us what is Pivot and Pilot and what do you do?
Yeah. What do we do?
So we're a creative agency. We're a small boutique firm in Vancouver, BC, but we serve clients all around the world. We help our clients stand out and capitalize on their first impression through branding, e-commerce strategies, and packaging design. So we do a lot of work where we're helping clients from the US get their packaging and e-commerce strategy updated to come into Canada and vice versa. And we also do a lot of work with ad campaigns, anything that helps our clients stand out and for people to understand who they are, why they're different, and who they're for in the most efficient and effective way so they can niche in on their target demographic and generate sales. Yeah.
So the big question of the day, we're all talking about resilience and how we can get more of it and become more resilient. What does resiliency mean to you both?
Yeah, we're always told, you have to keep on going and strive for more and keep on fighting. And when it comes to, especially when it comes to what you do for a living, I think that resilience is really tied along with passion at the same time. So if you're passionate about something, you're just going to be more resilient. Just because your passion is there, that's where you feel like you belong you're in the right place.
Like all the trials and tribulations are worth it in the end if you are passionate about what you're doing. So I think, we've definitely during this time too been like taking a lot of time to really focus in on our passion and our why.
The why, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Finding, like, really understanding the why you're doing it so that you find that resilience. And I think that, we tend to think that resilience is only striving for more and fighting until it works. But I think resilient also means understanding what the limits are. And if you feel like, this is it, like, if you're like, I'm not happy, if you're unhappy about what you're doing, if you're happy where you're at, I think resilience could also mean stepping away from that and moving where you feel like you would belong or where you feel like, your place is.
And I think that you also always say, like Alejandro always says, like, what makes you uniquely happy too. And I think that that's also a key thing to consider is like, it's not going to be the same as everything you're being told. I think it's really important to like look within yourself and see what is making you really happy and prioritizing that. Mm-hmm.
So which hurdles have you personally faced as leaders and how are you overcoming them?
Imposter syndrome has been something that I would say was our biggest hurdle. We started our business at a really young age. And so overcoming that has really been one of our biggest hurdles as a leader, is really honing in on our confidence and who we are and knowing that, there's enough proof here to show that our clients are very happy. We're good at what we do. We're getting, and
there's data to support it.
There's
too.
data
Like,
to
there's
support
numbers.
it. And so, that was something that at least at the beginning we had a bit of a trouble navigating. And then now, it creeps in once in a while, especially when you're in kind of a uncertain position like now.
Pandemic.
But,
I hear you. It creeps in and then you have to acknowledge it and push it back out.
Yeah.
I've got this. The thing I did last time was awesome. The thing I did before that was awesome. So this is
exactly.
And it's really good to have each other because I can just be like, hey, Alejandro, am I good at what I do at all? And then he'll be like, yeah, you're fine. So
there's this proof and this proof and this proof and this proof.
Yeah. Check in on well.
That's awesome. And this is part of why I wanted to talk to you both and feature you. You've made a real impact in the community through COVID. I know more than one company, more than one business owner who's taken advantage of your free strategy sessions, myself included. And I know that people are really getting a lot out of those, and you're giving your time, and I appreciate it. We appreciate it. And you're both so smart and have such great ideas, and you're so fun to brainstorm with. So that's so neat.
Thank you. And same with you. I think you guys have done amazing jobs being there for your community. I mean, HR is something that is the first problem that we were all tackling with COVID. It was like, what are we doing with our team? How are we navigating this time? Everything's kind of paused, shut down. And so it was amazing that you guys really stepped up and were there as well. I really appreciate that as well. Yeah.
Thanks so much. So what is your top tip for others in your industry this year?
This year in regards to COVID? Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, or just, yeah.
I mean, in general, as we navigate, or as we, the term new normal keeps getting thrown out, we might call it the new world of work. But others in your industry who might find themselves in a similar position.
I think that yes, the way I would talk a little bit about this already, but the free strategy sessions were like huge for us. We were able to, and it just goes to show that right now is the moment to connect. People are really eager to find solutions and to work together to get to the next phase, right? So connection is key right now, and that's what the strategy sessions were for us.
And I think and I think beyond the strategy sessions, we've always really prioritized connection as a business, but it's really shown that is what helps you get through especially hard times, is when you are making authentic connections with people and you are helping them and you just keep offering to help you, it'll come around. So definitely that's something that we advise, whether or not there's a pandemic, but especially now.
And keeping in touch with your clients as well, or your past clients, is also key. Like, and we did this pre-COVID as well, but if, we're always, when you work with a client for such a long project, you know them so, not personally, but so much of them that all of a sudden maybe you're reading an article and it's like, it reminds you of a client. You're like, oh, I'll share this with that person because it reminds me, I'm sure this person will enjoy reading this. And it has nothing to do with business or like, it's just, hey, listen, like I was thinking about you and here's an article that I think that you would like. And it just, I think that connection is something that should happen at COVID, not COVID,
well, we're very social people in general, so I think that it just comes more
social.
We're very social. And another thing that we that I would say to add to that for brands, and just like as in more of like a businessy sense, is that right now, especially with like the BLM movement and all of these other movements and everybody being really aware of their impact on the world, brands need to do that too. And authenticity is key, and people just don't have patience for any kind of inconsistency in kind of marketing that you're doing something but not actually contributing to a solution. So authentically finding your purpose and really nailing in on how your business is contributing to society and how and why people would want to work with you. People are voting with their dollars now more than ever, and they are going to choose your brand over another based on your values. So if there's inconsistency there, then you're going to be canceled, and cancel culture is kind of like another big keyword of this time. And it's important to, and the way to avoid that is to simply not do things like greenwashing, or that's maybe a term that not everyone knows, but it's just when you're marketing and promoting that you're a sustainable brand and you're making it green, but you're not actually doing anything to promote that, or your brand maybe isn't actually sustainable and you're just kind of like trying to use it for marketing gain and those inconsistencies.
We've been served some really interesting ads, like I don't know, like
some ads
like detergent, and it's like not detergent because that makes sense for COVID, but like I don't know, like a drink or something. It's like stay safe but have this drink. It's just like, it just feels so unauthentic,
yes. So resisting the urge to just like hop on a trend or view social progress as a trend, and instead, really honing in on what you guys believe in as a brand and how you're going to make a difference and an impact, and then promoting that in a more authentic way. So it's a bit of a difference in how people were consuming brands before. Before, people were thinking, I'm going to pick the best quality brand, or the one that I think is, has the best product. But now people are really interested in, this is a brand that is aligned with my lifestyle and my core values. So they're voting with their dollars. Yeah.
Awesome. My final question for you: what is the greatest HR or recruitment or people and culture related innovation that you've seen in the last year?
Well, I mean, right now, what comes to mind at first is the working from home movement. So seeing that people are just as effective working from home as at work, or maybe not every time. Maybe that's a bit of a generalization. It's not the case for every single company, but that working from home movement is definitely something that comes to mind as a big innovation and a big conversation that's happening right now.
And the more we talk to people, the more they say, like it's because we have friends in the tech industry, and like they're like, yeah, we haven't gone to the office, or we go once or twice a week into the office. So it seems like that model is still something that employees are really looking forward to and to keep. So it's something that I think it's in people's minds.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. The conversation that I'm seeing happen as companies start to reopen and bring their team members back to work is making sure they're designing their workplaces really thoughtfully, really intentionally, because we know that women and minorities have been disproportionately affected by having to take on additional caregiving duties, homeschooling through COVID. So yeah, that's really interesting. I think we've got to be, as we reopen and as we bring our teams back, we have to be really intentional and thoughtful about that.
Yeah, it's true. And we have a client that is right now that we're working with a senior care prism, and we'll probably launch more about it soon. But they brought up a really good point about that as well. Like when you're relying and giving all of that work to the people that are, if you do have like a token woman on your team or a token person of color, they get this whole bunch of work put onto them, especially now that these conversations are happening. They're kind of like, oh, like, you tell us about your experience, and that might not be something that they want to share. So yeah, we're definitely that's definitely another huge thing that we're going to be seeing change in the HR community for sure. We should definitely put you guys in touch. Yeah.
That would be great. Awesome. So if anyone wants to get in touch with either of you, how should they do that?
Well, we have our strategy sessions online, so that's a really easy thing to book. You can always email us at hello@pivotandpilot.com. We're also doing a lot of webinars coming up soon, so you can always attend one of those. And you can also check out our YouTube channel, so Pivot and Pilot on YouTube.
I wanted to follow that with follow us in the link below.
Yeah.
Or like comment in the section below.
Like get used to our YouTube channel. Subscribe.
Yeah, you guys are the YouTube experts. Comment below. I think that's a thing. Awesome. Well, thank you both so much for joining us and for sharing your insights and your stories. I really appreciate it. And have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you to everyone who's watching as well.
Yeah, thank you for having us.